No, shouldn't have started it right then, but it'll do. Hey guys, it's Skulk3, and welcome to Let's Play The Longest Journey. In the last part, after quite a bit of searching around, we finally found Brian Westhouse, who should hopefully be able to help us find our way home. Let's see if that will happen, shall we?
Hello, Mr. Westhouse.
Back again so soon, Miss Ryan?
Maybe. Actually, no, I'm just a figment of your imagination. You really need to lay off the liquor, dude.
I have a delivery for you.
A delivery? When did the U.S. Postal Service start delivering mail to Arcadia?
About 4 months back,
It's
I think?
from the map merchant at the market. It's just a map.
Maps!
Oh, good. I've been waiting for you.
That's a bit loud.
Hold your horses. What are you doing working for the Guild? Are you planning on staying in Marcuria? I'd strongly advise against it, Miss Ryan. Arcadia may look like a pastoral fairy tale realm, but it's not. You bleed as easily here as you do in Stark, and magic can do more damage than a gun.
I'm not
Even one of those, like,
planning on
really
staying, but I
huge
had to
guns
find
that
you.
fire,
The
like,
map
the
merchant
metal
was the only
slug
one who knew
things.
where you lived, and he wouldn't tell me. So I got him to hire me, and you were the second delivery on my list.
It's really quite convenient that you weren't much later down on the list, come to think of it.
Carrick and his misguided loyalty. I'll have a word with the man. Thanks for the map, though. I collect them. There's
Why
not
such a
much
long
else
pause
to
between
do
I
in
and
this
collect?
godforsaken
Are you collecting them for a specific, like, a shady reason? I, collect them, yes.
Cortez told me to look you up.
He did he? I see. Who's Cortez?
Great start.
You don't know him?
I think not. I'd certainly remember. Did you say Cortez?
Yes.
You wouldn't be talking
Yes,
about
we did.
old Manny Chavez, would you?
Not as far as we
Well, he
know.
ought to be dead by now, but then, by all rights, so should I.
Because
I
I
don't know his
have
first name,
liver
but he calls
failure.
himself Cortez.
Tall fella, mysterious and elusive, rarely answers a question with a simple yes or no. Smokes like a chimney?
That sounds like him.
Aside from that bit about smoking like a chimney, it sounds exactly like Cortez.
Chimneys don't smoke all that often anymore,
I'll
though.
be damned. That old crook is still
Like,
around. Well, how the
Any
devil
places
is
I
he?
see with chimneys, there's usually not
He's
smoke
good.
coming out of it.
Where do you know
At
him
least on
from?
houses.
Oh, my whole life back in
Central
Stark.
heating nonsense you
We
got
had some
nowadays.
exciting adventures, him and I. Actually, he's part of the reason I ended up here. I last saw him in the winter of
cursor out of the way so you can see the text.
1934.
Might help.
But that's almost 300 years ago.
Yeah. Funny, isn't it? And I'm sure he doesn't look a day older than he did back then. The handsome devil.
Why, if I was a few
Well,
years
if I'm going
younger,
to
I
accept
would...
magic in parallel
well,
worlds,
that's
I
a
might as
story
well
for
accept
another
people living
day.
300 years.
Oh, no, you misunderstand. I'm only 46. I arrived here about 15 years ago, but I left Stark in 1934.
Now, I'm not
Between
the best at
worlds
maths,
where you
but
dream time
that
has
doesn't
little
seem
meaning.
right.
I was trapped, you see, for quite a while.
For
There's
300
a whole
years?
mess of paperwork. I
Time
didn't
went by
have the
pretty
right
fast.
visas,
Didn't seem so bad at the
passport
time,
is
but
all.
now that you mention it, 300 years, quite disconcerting, really. Quite disconcerting.
How did you end up here in Marcuria?
That's quite a story. I won't bore you with the details, but suffice it to say, I was always somewhat of an adventurer.
Well, I'm a bit of an adventurer myself. I've
Promise
never been to
of
bloody
virgin
Marcuria.
territory untouched by civilization held great sway with me in my youth, as did the idea of a highly spiritual state of mind. The occult, magic, karma.
Then featured
I
in
was
my own
born
video
in
game called The
1902
Relatively
in
Long Journey.
Boston. By the time I was 17, I'd put that life behind me. I spent the next 3 years at sea, and then I wandered around Europe for a time. In the early 30s, the 1930s, of course, I found myself in India working as a journalist. That's where I met Manny, and that's where I first heard of Arcadia. I was amazed and quite skeptical at first, but the thought of a whole new world to see and magic... I was a fool, of course, but who knew where my curiosity would bring me?
Yeah, always good to try new things. That's how you learn.
So what happened in India?
I've tried to forget about it, to be honest. If I could go back and convince myself not to... but I still wouldn't have listened, of course. The unknown attracts. I ended up in Tibet in the winter of '34, wading through snow up to my chest, thinking for sure that this was it. I was going to die. Manny pulled me out of that one, thank God. I spent 3 months in a monastery before...
The amount that Brian is swaying, I really get the
on
feeling he should be speaking with a bit more of a slur.
There's only one way for a non-shifter to pass
A bit
through
of one
the
as
divide,
is, but, you know.
and it's not an easy road to take. Now, if you don't mind, I'd prefer not to talk about the past anymore. There's more than enough to worry about in the present.
And from the sound of it, even more to worry about in the future. Yay!
Cortez said to look you up when I wanted to go back home, to Stark.
Now, why would he say that? I'm not a shifter, and I don't know any magic. I'm sorry, Miss Ryan, but you'd be better off asking the Sentinel priests for assistance.
Already did. They said I was on my own, that they couldn't help me.
Bloody typical. Those reactionary fools wouldn't extend a hand to help a drowning man if it violated the principles of their bloody balance. But I can't think why Manny would tell you to visit me in order to shift home. It just doesn't make sense.
I should get going.
Maybe we're just like a really
All
fancy
right.
postcard, essentially. Huh. Okay, this is a problem. Maybe we should go try asking Minstrom Tobias one more time.
Hold on 1 second, Miss Ryan. I just remembered something. It's such a long time ago, I'd almost forgotten, but Manny did give me something that might be of interest.
What is it?
It's a pocket watch. Manny gave it to me the last time I saw him. I never quite understood why, but maybe you can tell me.
Did he say anything about it?
He said that when his heart started beating again, he would know. It would be like a message in Morse code, a beacon. Damn watch never worked, and the winding mechanism is broken, so it's probably not worth much.
I have to say, it's very
You're
impressive
welcome
to have
it,
remembered this, all of these details for like
Thanks.
315 years. You know. Right, so now we have a pocket watch, which doesn't work.
It's an antique pocket watch. It's not ticking.
Um,
The knob used for winding the watch seems to have broken off, and there's only a tiny hole left.
Well, maybe we can use this pin to try and
If
winding
I
it up
insert
again.
this pin carefully into the hole, like so, and then slowly wind it... It worked! It's ticking!
Oh. That's way better than what I was thinking. That's not something you see every day.
I did
But
it!
maybe
It's
it
a
will be in the
shift.
future.
I can go home!
By God, it's a shift. I haven't seen one for ages.
Why don't you come back with me, Mr. Westhouse?
You know, he
You
doesn't
could say
seem
hello
all
to your
that
old
surprised
friend,
by it.
Manny.
Like, some obscene
If I tried to step through
chocolate
that,
bar
Miss
that they had
Ryan,
when he was a kid, but they stopped
suffer
selling or
a
something, and then he's
most
doing one again.
unpleasant
Ah, it's a
experience.
shift.
And I would be lost
I guess
in
when you get trapped in between
forever.
dimensions for 300 years, you get used to a lot.
Besides, I built this house with my own 2 hands. I
That's
wouldn't want to
goddamn
leave
impressive.
it to these barbarians. And what does your Stark have to offer me? This world is more recognizable to me now.
That is a fair point. A lot
Now
has
you
changed in
go
300
ahead,
years.
and go back. And don't let your curiosity of the unknown tempt you into making another
I mean,
shift.
things have changed a lot between now
Thanks
and
for your help.
1930s.
Say hello to
Let
Manny
alone how
for me.
much 200
Tell
extra
him-
years will do to that.
Tell him I'm doing all right. And then I said, thanks.
Cortez. Oh, God, it's real.
So is he just
It's all
standing there for all
true.
these hours?
I saw it. I saw the other world. Arcadia. Either I'm going crazy or you were right about everything.
Let's hope for the latter, mi amiga? So I gather your trip was a success.
Define success.
Success? My whole world has been turned topsy-turvy, so I don't think success is the right word. Nothing about it makes sense. Fact is, I don't believe in magic.
The sun does not need you to believe in it to rise in the morning, señorita. You have seen the truth with your own 2 eyes. I can do nothing more to convince you. It is up to you now.
Well, do I have a choice? I have to believe at least some of it. My life wouldn't make much sense otherwise.
You are a true skeptic, April. Está bien. We need your kind to balance the hopeless romantics like myself.
What happens now?
The minstrel told you about the balance, about Stark and Arcadia.
A long
A
time
man
ago, but
named
yes.
Tobias. He was called the Vestrum, I think.
It's Vestrum.
Vestrum Tobias.
Was I getting up thinking
So
minstrel?
Tobias made Vestrum que bien, good. I knew he would go far when I first met him years ago. He was just an instrument then, a student of the balance, but he was smart and resourceful.
And really
so you know
good at
what is
playing the
going on with
ukulele.
the balance.
Tobias told me that the Guardian was missing and that the balance was failing. He said this would bring chaos into both worlds.
As we are already seeing, your dreams, your nightmares, they are part of these. You sense chaos more keenly than most, but even they are beginning to notice that things are not as they should be.
I don't remember
last
this
night.
giant swirling vortex being here before.
What about last night?
What you saw, you were not alone this time. There were others, and they saw the same thing. Not nightmares anymore. Real. The first sign of the damage chaos can do. The divide is being breached. It is not yet time for the worlds to be united. A breach could prove catastrophical.
Who are you really, Cortez?
Excuse me?
People knew you over there in Arcadia. Tobias. He didn't know you by your real name, but he did know you.
How do you know
And
the
Mr.
Cortez is his
Westhouse,
real name?
he knew you too, as Chavez, but several hundred years ago.
So my secrets are being revealed, are they?
I wouldn't say
Actually
that,
a zombie.
because you're still a mystery to
Brain,
me.
señorita.
Or so.
Good. You see, señorita, mystery is important. To know everything, to know the whole truth is dull. There is no magic in that. Magic is not knowing. Magic is wondering about what and how and where.
I
I'd
thought
settle for the
magic
truth,
was more about the
just to be able
fireballs.
to know you. Because, honestly, I don't mean this in a bad way. You scare me, Cortez. I'm
I
afraid.
don't mean this in a bad way, but
And
you're
you are not the
fucking
only one,
terrifying, you
amiga.
know that?
I'm sorry, but whatever it is about me that mystifies you, it will have to stay a secret.
Of course it will.
There are things even you should not know.
I mean, you're only going to
Gee,
save the
thanks.
entire
Really
multiverse.
helped.
It's not important.
Perdóname. Perhaps later, when we are certain of what the future holds, okay? I think I can promise you that, Señorita Ryan. Later. But for now, we must speak of more important matters.
What would you like
You
from
helped me back,
McDonald's?
didn't you?
To shift? See? The power is yours, yes? But for now, you need me to focus your powers to call forth your dreams.
Dreams?
Yes. To travel from one world to the next, you must pass through the world of dreams. It is the only way. You are capable of opening a shift on your own, but you might not be able to.
What do you mean?
The power, the magic is within you. And when you sleep, sometimes you open the portal without even being aware of it. But when you're awake, it's more difficult. With practice, you will do it.
I I don't think I want to do it.
You must. The worlds depend on it.
It's a fair point,
So
April.
what do I do?
We must
Learn
work
some
together, April.
motherfucking magic!
I can't do it alone, and neither can you.
Maybe.
But what exactly is it that we have to do?
4 things. We must find the Lost Guardian, we must locate the gateway to his realm, and the disc that is the key to his tower, and we must do what we can to curtail and defeat the Vanguard.
Oh, that sounds nice and simple then.
How are we going to find the Guardian?
The moment he surrendered his throne and left his realm, he stepped back into our world. This world, Stark. This is where he was born, and so this is where he must return to.
But he could be anywhere, right?
This city has power, April. Not magic, but the opposite of magic.
Good
It
job.
draws people to it like flies to an open fire. All the pieces of the puzzle come together here. You, me, the Vanguard, the Guardian. I can guarantee you that he's here. But where exactly, I do not know. I think maybe the Vanguard do. I think they may have him.
That's not
If
good.
they have him, how are we going to get him back? And why do they need him? Why do we need him?
He left his realm, but he's the last Guardian. And only he can open the doorway back to his realm to let his successor through. The Vanguard knows this. But what they don't know, yet, is how to get there.
Who'd know about the gateway to the Guardian's realm?
That I do not know. That knowledge wouldn't be here in Stark. You must go to Arcadia, study the books, talk with the Minstrom and others who might know, but not yet. First, we must finish our mission here.
Where's the key to the Guardian's realm?
I don't goddamn know. I said
In
we have to find
Arcadia.
it.
The key contains 2 parts. One is the disc itself, the other is the 4 jewels, the eyes of the dragons. That gives the disc the properties of the balance and makes it complete.
Where is the disc?
The disc was left in the care of the Sentinel 10,000 years ago. In the beginning, it was kept in the open, displayed for all to see. But not anymore. Not since thieves tried to make away with it. They will know where it is. Ask Tobias, Vestrum Tobias.
Oh, I was thinking it was the other Tobias. You know, just regular old Tobias.
Where are the 4 jewels?
Ah, the eyes of the dragons. They are kept by the 4 dragons themselves. 2 in Arcadia and 2 in Stark. The white dragon has 1, as does the old one.
Are you the old one?
These you must find yourself.
I mean, you're
I'll
pretty
help
damn
you
old.
with the others.
How do we defeat the Vanguard?
The Vanguard are strong here and growing stronger. Even in Arcadia, they are gaining a foothold. And with the tyrant on a leash, the future looks quite bleak.
How do you know so much about what's going on in Arcadia?
Voices whisper in my ear, señorita. Voices that I trust.
And some voices that I don't.
You're
but
saying
they're
the
easy
Vanguard
to just
are strong
not
here.
listen to.
How come I haven't heard about them?
They don't go by that name here. Did you ever hear of the Church of Voltec?
Sure.
Yeah,
They're...
of course.
Oh, that's the Vanguard?
See?
Then they're big. Very big. But why do they... Why assume a different name here?
In Arcadia, they flaunt their philosophy. They preach the destruction of the balance under the pretense of returning humankind to the glories of the past. Here, they cannot do that. So they have integrated themselves slowly but surely into society under the subterfuge of the New Age religion. And they've built a financial empire to match governments.
They have that much money?
The Vanguard own multinational companies. They own planets, April. They own armies. All they need is the balance, and they will own everything. The twin worlds will be at their mercy.
Guess we better stop them then.
So, we basically don't stand a chance, do we? Against an enemy like that.
They don't have any shift.
If we hold at bay the forces of chaos, and if we ensure the natural continuation of the Guardian's role within the balance, then they will have lost.
How are we supposed to fight this chaos you keep talking about?
You're the key, April. You have the power to shift, yes? But there's more to you than that. You are a child of the balance. And you... No, that will have to wait.
Why will it have to wait?
By just being alive, you counter chaos. Without you, last night
Getting tired of this
might have
cryptic
turned
bullshit,
out much
man.
worse. That tiny breach might have been permanent.
I didn't do anything.
Then imagine the power you wield when you really do something. Trust me on this, amiga. It's instinctive to you to fight chaos. You see it so clearly, and you will know what to do. You are most needed in Arcadia, where chaos is a part of reality. The tidal wave will hit there first, and unless it's subdued before it hits Stark full force, we'll never stand a chance. So you will have to travel to Arcadia after we are done here.
It is vital that you help Arcadia
Okay.
first. So
that's
we'll
it?
sort out the things and
Kick some
start first,
Vanguard
and
ass,
then...
find the Guardian,
Wait.
locate the entrance to his realm, and a 10,000-year-old disc and 4 Dragon Eye jewels?
Pretty much.
And oh, April, make sure you do battle with the physical manifestations of chaos along the way, because hey, that's your destiny.
Yep. Got it in one, I think.
Impossible, Cortez. I can't do these things. I'm 18. I'm an artist. No, not even that. I'm nobody.
Kind of depressing
You
when I
can't place
first
all
played
these
this.
responsibilities on
She was
my
like way older
shoulders.
than me, and
I
now
can't
she's
carry
3 years
that
younger
much.
than me.
I will
Oh,
help
boy.
you, April. Others too, you're not alone.
And yet I have not restored the balance.
Well, I feel very alone, and I can't even tell anybody about this. Yeah, hi. How are you? I'm the Chosen One. Can you help me save the world from evil and chaos?
No, because they're not the chosen ones.
There is no chosen one, April.
Oh.
There are only those who would and those who wouldn't. You have a choice between the two.
Maybe there's no one else who...
You said I had powers, that I wasn't like everybody else.
True, but you still have a choice. Prophecies can never unravel the will of a single human. You are one of many possible paths, but unfortunately, most of the alternative paths have been blocked by circumstances beyond our control. The world does depend on you, but you have not been chosen. You choose for yourself what you are and what you will be.
Well, I think, really, no matter how you look at it, if we don't do this, everyone's screwed, so...
Then the choice will have to be, yes, let's save the world. Where do we start?
Here, in Newport.
That's convenient.
We must find out about the Vanguard. Their headquarters are in this city, but where?
Again,
Do they have
convenient.
the Guardian under lock and key?
They could be on the other side of
What
the
are our
world, but
weaknesses?
just so happens they're not.
Once we've done that, you must travel to Arcadia. I cannot go there, and besides, I have things to take care of here.
They still haven't paid my rent yet.
Right.
I really need to get on that
Except,
shit.
where the hell do I go to find out about the Vanguard? The library? The net?
Valuable information is hard to find. Remember the painting I showed you yesterday?
Someone wrote on the back of it,
Sure.
there's all the information you need.
The artist, a boy named Warren. I told you about him, yes? Warren is involved in a lot of activities that aren't exactly legal. He has connections. He can point us in the right direction.
All right, okay. Where do I find him?
My friend, Father Raul at the Hope Street Cathedral, he's had some contact with the boy lately. Ask him.
Wait, did you say Hope Street?
Yes?
As in the most dangerous neighborhood in Newport?
Is it? I don't usually follow the civic affairs of the city. I remember Hope Street when
Just
they
gonna
first
say,
built it.
April, I
A
imagine
clean
you're gonna
neighborhood.
face more than Hope Street in this
That
quest
must have
against the
been a
physical
very
embodiment
long
of
time
chaos.
Still,
Just saying.
I'm sure you'll be safe. You're a girl, no? A self-respecting gentleman would never harm a girl.
Yes, the
It's
self-respecting
the
gentleman part we're worried
self-respecting
about.
gentleman part I'm concerned about. Still,
Pretty much took the words right out
I
of my
can handle
mouth.
myself. Father Raoul, was it? At the Hope Street Cathedral?
Yes. He will lead you in the right direction. Help you find Warren Hughes.
Should hope it will, otherwise
When
this
you're
game
done
can't
tomorrow,
continue.
we will meet up at the cathedral late in the afternoon. I need to speak with Raul as well.
Okay, good. It's a plan then?
Enjoy yourself tonight, April. Who knows what the future may hold? Good night.
Night, Cortez. You crazy, crazy man. So, I'm sorry that this part didn't exactly have much in terms of playing. It's mostly dialogue and exposition and stuff, but it's what you need to know if you want to follow the story, which I think is one of this game's high points. So, in the next part, I promise, guys, we'll be doing some more stuff. And so I suppose I will see you then, guys. Goodbye.